So we're here at Community Futures. This is Executive Director Gail Moorhouse. So thank you for having us.
Thank you, Nigel.
So we'll just jump in here and get to, because it is Small Business Month, so many people might be wondering different areas of our community that are involved in small businesses, and Community Futures is just that. So why don't you explain what Community Futures does in your role here?
Okay, well, as you said, I'm the Executive Director of Community Futures. I started in this role as first a board member for 2 years and then moved into the job three and a half years ago. So it's a great job. It's my dream career, and got great staff, great board with vision and very strategic. And what I love best is the clients, the gratitude that they show for getting some help.
Yeah, and it's so great too to be able to help and benefit the community, of course. So what do you enjoy most about working with entrepreneurs and small businesses?
I think in the last year we've really been able to see how they've been able to, hate to use the word, but be able to pivot. They tend to be more innovative, so they look at how they can make changes quicker, and that has been able to sustain a lot of businesses during that time, so they've been great that way.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's been having to pivot or adapt or something over the past 18 months, absolutely.
We have to come up with a new word.
We do. That's our next session. We'll brainstorm new words. So what would be some advice that you would give to the young entrepreneurs out there, people maybe at home who are thinking about starting a business but not sure what to do?
I think there's two things that would really come to mind. First is make sure that you have a solid business plan. A lot of people want to skip that step, but the importance of it gets you really thinking about who's my competition, what can I do different, how can I find my unique place in the market. So really spend some time developing your marketing plan. The second is to make sure that your personal finances are in order, understanding that in order to get any money to build your business, we're going to look at your personal history when it comes to managing your finances.
So we'll shift focus a little bit and get a little more personal. So what is something you love most about the changing of seasons? As we notice, we're in October, the leaves are starting to change color in fall. What are some things that you just love about this time of year?
The gorgeous sunsets and sunrises, the look of the trees, the mist on the water. There's all kinds of beautiful things we can see this time of season, but I'm an avid boater, and the boat comes out of the water on this weekend. It's the last day, it has to be out by Monday. So, losing that ability to boat all summer long on the trip. So,
yeah, there's positives, but then there's also very negatives of the end of summer and boating season.
Yes.
So actually, this might tie into boating. What do you love most about the community?
I moved here 7 years ago, and as a boater, we had 5 sets of friends that we all boated with. So you'd see all 5 of our boats tied up together, and we would come up every second weekend. I lived in Cambridge, and when we came up, we'd stay with my sister if there was a rainy day kind of thing. And we ended up buying the house across the street from my sister on a spur of the moment, and decided to relocate here. My husband was able to take an early retirement. He'd been with the city of Mississauga for 35 years, and we bought a house, rented it out for a year, and then set up the plan to move up here, and we love it. It's totally different than living in another town where you don't know who your neighbors are.
So we'll end with one last question, back to more Community Futures focus. What's on the horizon for Community Futures? Anything going on behind the scenes or things that people can look for coming up?
I think there'll be a lot of newer kinds of programs once COVID relief settles down. So I view that the next year is really about helping businesses be more sustainable, and it'll be more about providing them advisory services rather than additional financing. There could be programs coming, but since we've just finished an election, nothing has been given to us as of yet. So what's on the horizon is what we create. So the more input we get from businesses about the need, the better programs we can create to support them.
Perfect. Well, that sounds great. Thanks again for all you do in the community and Community Futures and how that benefits our local business. businesses, so that's amazing. So thank you for taking the time to do this, and we look forward to our next member of the month, who will be another small business company or small business support company, and we'll stay tuned for that. Thank you.